Welcome back to Psychology 545. The purpose of this video is to discuss the requirements for the legal aspects of professional psychology paper. Please recall that this paper is worth 17 points, whereas other individual papers were only worth 14. So in this video we're going to take a look at the assignment process, where to post your paper, the paper objectives, how to turn those objectives into level 1 headings, and critical points. So for this particular assignment, I want you to prepare a 1,400 to 1,750 word paper in which you examine the legal aspects of professional psychology. Recall that you can go over 1,750 words, but do not go under 1,400 words. When you're done, please post through the assignment link. As with previous papers, I highly recommend using the objectives as headings. The first objective reads, analyze the legal issues related to both informed consent and refusal. A mistake that students frequently make is that they will address informed consent, but not refusal. Please address both. Here's a suggested level 1 heading. Notice that we're in bold, we're double-spaced, we've got a mixture of both uppercase and lowercase letters, and there's no period. Please support your logic with a literary reference and use a transition sentence between this main point and the next. The next main point or objective states, evaluate the legal issues associated with assessment, testing, and diagnosis in professional psychology. Make sure that you discuss all three, assessment, testing, and diagnosis. And support your logic with literary reference you have not yet used in this paper, and as always, put in a transition sentence between this main point and the next. The next main point or objective reads, explain the importance of maintaining confidentiality in a therapeutic relationship. Level 1 heading would read, the importance of maintaining confidentiality in the therapeutic relationship. Again, just like with all other level 1 headings, it's double-spaced, it's bold, it's a mixture of both uppercase and lowercase words, and there is no period. Support your logic for this particular objective with a literary reference you have not yet used in this paper, and again, put in a transition sentence. The next particular objective states, evaluate the influence of at least one piece of state or federal legislation on professional psychology. This involves a law, not a court case. So make sure that you choose a state or federal law that impacts the delivery of professional psychology. Here's a suggested level 1 heading. The influence of state or federal legislation on the delivery of professional psychology. A typical mistake that people make when they're writing this portion of the paper is that they will put in a court case and not address a law. So please support your logic with a literary reference you've not yet used in this paper, and again, insert a transition sentence. The final objective is to explain the role of intellectual and emotional competence in professional psychology. And as you can guess, in previous papers, students have talked about intellectual competency, but not emotional. Please address both. The suggested level 1 heading for this particular objective is the role of intellectual and emotional competence in professional psychology. Please support your logic for this particular discussion with a literary reference you have not yet used. And also note that we're not going to add in a transition sentence at this point because our next part of the paper is the conclusion. Critical points. Just like with other papers, make sure you use a solid introductory paragraph that introduces the reader to the importance of the material and states the objectives for the paper. Please address each objective. Please use the objective as headings. Use transition sentences between each main point and provide a solid concluding paragraph that reviews or restates the purpose of the paper and talks about the objectives that you've used in the paper. And as always, make sure you use APA format for in-text references and on your reference page. And it almost goes without saying at this point, please watch spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So what we've looked at in this particular video is the assignment process for completing the assignment, where to post your paper, the objectives, how to turn those objectives into headings, critical points. So this is the last video for this course. I hope you have found it to be both instructive and informative. Thank you.